with us on this Wednesday edition. Ed Schultz in commentary. Was visiting with some great American middle-class workers yesterday in Orlando, Florida. It's the pushback against the Trans-Pacific Partnership. You see, the Obama administration has made it clear what they're going to do is make this blitz. And they want this thing passed in the lame duck session of the Congress. When there's no political ramifications and all the elections have been decided, that's when they're going to try to ramrod through the worst trade agreement in the history of this country with countries that have Sharia law, that have wages at 50 cents an hour and lower. I've been talking about this for months, for years. The workers get it. The American Postal Workers Union, Communication Workers of America, and other unions are gathering together to push back against this blitz. And they're doing everything they possibly can to, number one, educate the workers, and there has to be an education process, to mobilize them, and to get President Obama to reverse his position. The very people that put him in office are the very people that can convince him that he is wrong. Now, the president's going to Laos. It's going to be the first sitting president to ever go to Laos. Why is he going over in that part of the world? Because he wants to sell this trade deal and get more momentum for it. Back here at home, it's going to outsource jobs. It's going to kill the middle class, and it'll be the last trade deal we'll ever have to do. Larry Cohen joins us. He's the former president of the Communication Workers of America and an activist on all fronts, has been on the front line of this for a long time. Now, tonight, Bernie Sanders, who actually changed Hillary Clinton's position on this, is going to have meetings all across America tonight, some 2,000 meetings in an effort to jumpstart again the revolution and set some goals to get progressives elected in November. That is the mission at this point. Larry, good to have you with us today.
Yeah, great to be with you.
What are your expectations of the relaunch of the political revolution, and where is this going to go? What kind of impact do you think it can have?
Big expectations. There's 2,600 events across the country. A lot of them will have 100 or more people. Some of them will be in a living room with 10 people. But very excited about it. At 9 o'clock tonight, anyone can get on there. But the goals here will be to helping elect candidates, but also fighting the TPP. That'll be our national campaign. We will mobilize millions of people from the campaign that now are in the political revolution, our revolution, against the TPP. Can come back to that, I feel like. We have ballot measures. There's about 8 ballot measures that'll be up on the website as well. But it's also, local organizing. So, stories like Jane Klebb, who you know well, who now is the chair-elect of the Democratic Party in Nebraska. How do you do that kind of organizing so that we actually can change the party? Or in Richmond, California, where independents will be a majority, hopefully, of the city council, and two more are being will be up on the website and endorsed. That will then bring to 5 out of 7 the progressives on that city council who run as independents. So it's a wide range of activity that in general is, what I would call, building this progressive movement across the country, connecting people. And a board is in formation that will, lead it. And that'll hopefully be announced next week. And so, we're real excited about it.
This is the kind of stuff, and Jane Klebb is a great example. She goes from activist, community leader, opposing the Keystone XL pipeline, and gets into the mainstream of the party, and now she's the chair of the Democratic Party in Nebraska. She's going to be joining us tonight because, of course, she's in town fighting the Dakota Access Pipeline. The Native Americans are here, and they have halted that project and waiting a court order and a court ruling coming up. So it's the Native Americans and land rights against the big oil companies. That's a story we'll do tonight. But let's get back to the TPP, as you mentioned. The fact is that it's going to take this grassroots effort to stop this vote from coming up in the lame duck. Is that what Obama is trying to do? Get this vote going in the lame duck and get enough support to get this thing passed? Tell me about it.
Yeah, absolutely. He sent it, as you mentioned, he sent a draft of an administration that needs 30 days notice before he can formally ask for the fast track process to be triggered. And so that means that anytime after September 12th, they can send a formal action from the White House. Again, fast track required him to send a draft 30 days earlier. And that, once he does that, that then mandates a vote in the House and Senate within 90 days. But, they have to be in session. So that would mean they go on recess September 30th until November 14th, for the election. And so that means between November 14th and December and Christmas, he would be asking Congress to vote, and they pretty much have to because of the language of fast track. So you think about everything else that languishes the voting rights reenactment, all kinds of legislation that never goes anywhere, never even gets a hearing. In this case, the committee's work will only be pro forma because they can't amend a single word. And if it's passed, no future president or Congress can amend a single word unless all 12 countries agree.
That is
and
amazing.
12 could be,
That's just mind-boggling.
So
that is
forever and ever and ever.
That is just mind-boggling that the United States government would allow other countries to circumvent our representative government and dictate to us how we have to run our country. And that's what it comes down to. We would be entering into an agreement that we simply cannot get out of.
And as you know, investor-state dispute settlement, which is the core of it, this is not about trade. This is about investment and protecting multinationals. We also can't get out of the provision that if a foreign corporation feels that the United States or our corporations in terms of the other 12 countries, if those corporations feel that that any government, local, state, or national government, passes anything subsequently to the enactment of this that limits their future profits, they could sue in a secret tribunal that's above the law. So we've waived our right as a nation to ever change this. And we've also are subject to foreign corporations suing us, like TransCanada has done on the Keystone Pipeline, $15 billion lawsuit, because we did something after NAFTA in that case that's impacting their profits. And so all 12 countries are on the hook to foreign corporations in a secret tribunal above their own judiciary.
Larry Cohen, always great, my friend. Keep up the great work. And what are your future plans? Are you going to be very involved in this movement that Sanders is going to continue on beyond the campaign and beyond this election?
Yes, I'm involved directly in it, and that's going to be clear in the next week. But also continuing to chair the Democracy Initiative to fight for people in and money out in terms of the political system. And we'll, again, be taking up Senate rules, assuming there's a Democratic majority, to get the Senate to actually do something so that they adopt rules that allow bills to get on the floor and be discussed. A radical idea. Yeah,
radical idea it is. You and I have been down that road many times. Larry, great to visit. We'll do it again. Thanks, my friend. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Bye-bye.
You bet. This is Ed Schultz, News and Commentary. Now, tonight we're going to be covering the protest that's taking place here in Washington, D.C., the Dakota Access Pipeline. That construction has been halted. Jane Kleb's going to join us tonight on that. Also, we're going to have a report from Manila Chan tonight, who was in Orlando yesterday, to give you an update on exactly how these unions are going to work together and to go after the Trans-Pacific Partnership and try to convince Obama that he's on the wrong side of the issue. We're back tomorrow.